So this question says calculate the distance. So we're going to be finding the length or distance between this point and this line. So let's start by graphing it just so you can visually see it. I'm going to plot 6, 5 here. This is point A. And how would I graph the line y equals 2x plus 3? What do you know about that line? What's the slope of this line? 2 over 1. And what's the y-intercept? So I'm going to actually do this in blue. I can start at, I know that it intercepts here at 3, and it rises by 2 over 1, 2 over 1, and so on. Okay, we're just extending the line, 2 over 1. Okay, so here's the line. I need to find the distance between this point, A, and the line. Okay, the shortest distance between a point and a line is a straight perpendicular line that goes through it, okay? Because if I want you to think about this for a second, if I drew a line from point A, the distance from here to here, that's way longer. That's a much longer distance than if I drew a straight perpendicular line going through it, right? So we need to figure out where the line will hit the blue line. Okay, so this is very important. The shortest distance, I mean, we can find the distance from this point to anywhere on the line, but the shortest distance between a point and a line will be a straight perpendicular line that goes through it. So I'm just going to sketch it, where you have to figure out where that line will go through it to make it perpendicular. But the shortest distance will be from whatever point they intersect. From this point, let's call this B, to point A. That will be the shortest distance. If I ask you to find the distance from here, I'm just going to randomly plot a point to A, and you can visually see this, that's way longer than if I were to find the distance between the point and where they intersect if they're perpendicular. Does that make sense? In order to figure out the distance between wherever the point is, I need to know the exact point where they intersect. So I need to figure out the equation of a line that would be perpendicular to my blue line. Okay, so we need to find an equation of a line that's perpendicular to the original line. What do you know about the original line? What's the slope of the original line? So what will the slope of a line perpendicular to that be? Negative 1 over 2. Okay, so we know part of the equation. Finding the equation, we need to know m and b. What's the next step? I'm going to make this line green. We need to find the equation of a perpendicular line. So I know the slope of this green line, whatever that equation is, has to have a slope of negative 1 over 2. We have to find b. We have to find, because we need to come up with the equation of that line. So y equals mx plus b. M is negative 1 over 2. Do I know a coordinate that will be on this green line? What's the coordinate that I know? 6, 5. Good. We know A. That's the only part of the line that we are given. It has to be a line that runs through the point A and is perpendicular to the blue line. So y is 5 and x is 6. We need to find B. 5 equals negative 3 plus b, so b is equal to 8. Good. So the equation of my green line is y equals negative 1 over 2x plus 8. And I sketched it, okay? And I just sketched it. If we actually graph it, then you can see that it's perpendicular to the blue line. But what I'm trying to figure out is the point where the blue line and the green line meet. I'm trying to find the point on that line so I can find the distance between the point on the line, so the point of intersection, and the point given. We're trying to find the distance between those 2 points. How can we find a point of intersection? I need to know the exact coordinate where those 2 lines meet. Here's my original graph, and like I said, I sketched it. 2, 7 is here. And yes, that is a point on my blue line. If we had graphed our green line properly, we can see that that is the point of intersection, 2, 7. So what was the original question asking us to find? The distance between point A, and the line. 2, 7 is on the line, so that's, let's call that point B. We need to find the distance between A and B. So we're going to use distance formula. We have 2 coordinates. Now we can find the distance, the length. Those are the 2 equations of our lines. We're trying to figure out the point where they intersect. I'm trying to find the value of x and y that's true for both of these equations. So we can use substitution, we can use elimination, we can use graphing, but let's practice substitution or elimination. Okay. Y is already isolated for us. Y is equal to 2x plus 3. Okay. It's already isolated for us, so why not take that and plug it into this equation? Instead of writing y, I'm going to write the value of y, which is 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3 is equal to negative 1 over 2x plus 8. Okay, can we solve for x now? Okay, so let's combine our like terms. 2x, negative 1 over 2x becomes positive 1 over 2x. Positive 8 stays as positive 8, and positive 3 becomes, okay, what's 2x plus half x? 5 over 2x, good. 5 over 2x equals, what's 8 take away 3? How do I undo divided by 2? What would I do? If I multiply by 2, it undoes the operation. What do I have to do to this side? Good. I'm left with 5x equals 10. So x is equal to 2. Okay, that's the first step. The point of intersection will be located at 2 and something. How do I find out the y value? Let's plug it in here, just to make it easier. If y is equal to 2x plus 3, if x is equal to 2, then y is equal to 2 times 2 plus 3. So y is equal to 7. So my point of intersection, the point where these 2 coordinates, these 2 lines intersect is at 2, 7. Let's look at the graph and see if that is reasonable. The 2 coordinates, I'm just going to write them here, were, what was it? 6, 5. And B, 2, 7. I'm going to call this x1, y1, and x2, y2, and we're just going to plug it into our formula. So I'll do that part, and then you tell me what you get when you simplify it. So x2, 2 minus 6, y2 is 7 minus 5. Please make sure that you put your solution in brackets. 2 take away 6 is what? Negative 4, but it's all of negative 4 squared, which will become what? Positive 16, not negative 16. Don't mess up your signs. Okay, so it's positive 16 plus 2 squared. Okay, so 16 plus 4 is 20. What's the square root of 20? So we'll round it to 4.5. So the distance between the point and the line, so the shortest distance is 4.5 units.